About 10 years ago, I got a call from a woman who was 93 years old. I need you to come to my house because my husband, George, won't leave. And I thought, well, this is strange. Maybe you need a lawyer or something. And she said, no, George died 4 years ago, but he's haunting the house. And she said, are you Dave VanVickle? I said, yes. And I said, oh, well, why do you think George is haunting the house? A lot of my job is responding to emails of, I think my house is haunted. What should I do? They were married for 54 years. And he had this job in a mill where he would wake up super early in the morning. And every morning before he would leave for his job at the mill, he would light a candle and they would have a candlelit breakfast together for their whole marriage every single day. And she said, well, about a month ago, I woke up and the candle was lit and it's been lit every morning. And I keep saying, George, go home. Just go be at peace. Go be with the Lord. You don't need to take care of me anymore. And she was sure that George was haunting her house. A haunted house could either be one of two things. It could be a ghost. And when a Catholic says a ghost, what we mean is a soul that's in purgatory who's allowed to interact with us on earth in some way to try to garner prayer for it, to try to help this poor soul, right? So that we can assist him to get through his purgation. If it's not a ghost, it could be a demon. And that's why we have to be really careful. Because oftentimes when we label something a haunted house, we think it's just a ghost, and it could be a nefarious spirit, a demon, a fallen angel, in which case it could be very dangerous. I went over to investigate, and it's my job to be a skeptic, so I was looking for every possible option besides this being an actual haunting. She was very sane. She knew what she was talking about. I asked, like, could this be someone tricking you or maybe someone doing something sweet for you, like a grandkid? She had even taken a video of the candle being lit one morning, and it seemed all pretty legit. So I started to ask her a little bit more about George. I said, was George a good man? And she said, well, George was rough, but he was very good to me. And when he got sick, he was on his deathbed. One of the last things he said to me was, I feel so sorry that I wasn't at Mass with you all of those years. If I had to do it over, I would have been with you every single Sunday. And the priest came and George received last rites and he was received back into the loving arms of Christ. And I said, do you think George might be in purgatory? And she said, oh, yes. Just like that. I don't know exactly what's going on here, but it kind of seems like maybe God is allowing George to ask us to assist him in purgatory. So I said, what if I call my friends? They're these monks, and we'll have a week's worth of masses said for George's soul. For a week, that candle continued to be lit, all 7 days. And after the 7th day, she woke up on the 8th day, she came down, and the candle wasn't lit anymore. Now, you can take that for whatever it's worth, but I believe that what we did is assist George in getting his eternal reward and finishing his purgation. It's not always a ghost or a purgatorial soul, like in the story of George. It could be something nefarious. And so we have to be very careful and allow the church to intervene in these situations. So what do we do if we know something preternatural is happening in our home? I'm going to give you 3 things I don't want you to do for sure. The first is this: we do not communicate with it at all. We really don't know what we're communicating with. It could be a ghost. It could be something evil. And so if we ask, like, hey, is there something there? Or reveal yourself, we're getting ourselves into some very hot water because we have no idea what could be responding. The second thing is, don't ask any expert that's not from the church. You don't want to bring anyone into your home who might be a psychic, a medium, or a ghost hunter, because in all actuality, what you're doing is you're violating God's law. And you're doing it in a way that could endanger your home and your family in a very serious way. The third thing is, don't look for advice on Google. There's a million articles out there about what to do, and most of those articles will get you in much bigger trouble than what you're currently already in. So what do? We remain calm. We know that God's victory is ensured, that we're living lives of grace, that's what we need to worry about. The second thing we do is we get the church involved. Ask your priest to come and bless the home. They might have someone involved in exorcism who knows exactly how to distinguish between a ghost or a demon, and they could come to your house and help you with this. If it's a ghost, what we're going to do is assist them in their purgation. We're going to assist them in their time in purgatory and pray for their soul. If it's a demon, then the church will command that demon to leave with the authority of Christ. One of the things that we recommend to our cases who are having problems in their home is that they use sacramentals. Christ's grace is given through the blessing of the church, and these sacramentals are blessed, and Satan despises outward manifestations of grace. So doing things like putting up crucifixes, blessing your home with holy water, enthroning it to the Sacred Heart are very powerful in these situations because they really do protect us if we use them in good faith and not superstitiously. The most important thing we can do if we think something preternatural is happening in our home is to be people of prayer. One of the best things you can do is the family rosary. Praying the family rosary is a sure remedy for destroying evil in your home. We want our homes to be shrines. We want our homes to be chapels away from church where we pray and we honor Jesus Christ and we bring people to him. That's something that we know will claim our house for victory. We wanted them to be places of total peace and joy and victory. And that's how we do it, by living lives of grace in these places.